James and Jim, thank you very much for having me. I always appreciate the visits and just love what you guys do for high school athletics in this area. And I know we're trying to branch out up into our neck of the woods some, and we appreciate Prepcast coming up and doing a couple of our games at Crest Ridge, and doing all the games at the Midway Tournament last week was awesome. We're doing a lot of the games at the Midway Tournament, and what you guys do for these kids is fantastic, and I wish we'd have had stuff like this when I was in school.
Back door, they'll go to corner, and they jump to start the fourth quarter on the oop. The lead goes to 12. Bryant with 28 in the basketball game.
Yeah, I think that's my exit cue right there.
Got to go down and cheer on the boys. Thanks again. Pressure that administration so we can get some more Cougar games. 59-47 the score. We owe you a couple of station breaks, and the Blackhawks need to roll offensively now as all of a sudden they trail by 12. They'll work across, and now Hekinen with a great steal, a poke away, and a save. Only the 7th turnover on Adrian this evening. The lead has swollen to 12, though, and the Hawks now have it defensively. Quarter jumper from 12, good. 30 for Bryant in the basketball game, and we've got a timeout on the floor. All of a sudden, Jim, I know you were watching and didn't privy to all the conversation, but how about that as a quarter closeout? And it wasn't through the effect. Now, Adrian had a turnover or two, but that was more Rich Hill than anything negatively Adrian was doing. And all of a sudden, who would have thought from the 1:15 mark, this jump from 2 to now where we're at 14?
Well, it wasn't Adrian
Go ahead with your point.
The fact is, the guy that really took charge and got the thing rolling was Bryant Porter, and that's all there is to it. Your local American Family Insurance agents in Butler will gladly help meet all your insurance needs. Proud supporters of area athletics and the Butler School, Danny Robinson and Sean McVeigh can answer your insurance questions. Visit them today, just off the Butler Square on Dakota Street. American Family Insurance, helping you live the dream.
Shot inside by Hunter Harris, misses off the backboard. Porter with the rebound. He'll get a step on Logan Harris. Jumper back iron. How about that when you're feeling it? Jim, it hit the back iron hard, kicked way above the backboard, and then perfectly fell right through the net, barely rippling it. 32 for Bryant tonight at the basketball game. And the lead has swung to 16. Tallman, 3-ball. They need that. Rims off. No. Big rebound. Hunter Harris gets the stick back. I guarantee you one other factor, Jim. Adrian will not back down at all. They do not see themselves as out of this by any stretch, so Tigers will still have to look on closing. Entry to Mumaw, shot up, no good. Corner with the box, clears. 34 for Bryant in the game. Back to 16, the lead goes. 65-49. Now a steal on a lost dribble by Harris. A 5-on-1 to Robb. He'll spin inside and score. The lead swings to 18. Turnover 8 on the Blackhawks. Robb, the third Tiger with double figures as he's got 10. 5:50 to go. Steen in the corner, dribbles to the rim, and he'll score. Gage with 13 now in the basketball game. And Jim, it still seems very clear Rich Hill would rather give up the lane off the dribble drive and trust help defense than giving lots of open jumpers from the outside. Now in the lane, shot up and good. 36 from Bryant in the basketball game. And I'm going to double check, Jim. I think that's a career high. Ask his dad. And now a shot quickly fired up, a 3. That was Hunter Steen, was it? Gage Steen with it. It is a career high for Quarter with 36. But Jim scoring, other than that little dry spell at the end of the third, not the issue. Hawks need stops. They won't get it. Left hand to the rim. Quarter soars. Quarter scores. He's got 38 in the ball game, and the lead swings back up now, 75-58. Again, as we said, these teams played within 10 last time they met. To the baseline, Quarter bumped and fouled. That's a big one, Jim. That's number 4 on Logan Harris. It will be team number 8. Logan, of course, with his dribble drive penetration, leads the team. 17, he scored in all 4 quarters. He will stay in, though. And with that 18th foul, quarter, Jim will go to the line, and both free throws would mean the first 40-point game I've seen this year. 39 as he hits that one. Tigers were 2 of their first 4. They've now hit 7 in a row from the line. Already a career high tonight for Bryant. He looks for point number 40 on the way. Front iron rolls off, no good. Mumaw sneaks through, missed it, got it back, and then he'll dribble out and they'll reset. Looks to go back door to Robb. Pump fake up and scores. Blaine with 14, and so they'll trade it for a 3, 78-60. Bryant to the floor. They'll run the other way with numbers. Steen, step back, corner, Tallman, 3-ball up, no good. Kick it out, and Zeke Doty emerges off the bench now, a senior for Rich Hill, resulting in the jubilation from the Tiger faithful. Down to 80 seconds, Tigers with it back. Jim, they took a punch to the face and a kick to the gut and a little bit more, and they responded in strong fashion. We've got a timeout on the floor here as the Tigers will look to sub down. And I tell you what, I don't know if I'm more impressed with everything Adrian gave him, and I think part of it was running out of some steam late in that third with, again, mostly just the 5 starters playing. But in addition to that, Jim, I don't know if I'm more impressed with that or the response Rich Hill gave to come back that strong. And folks are going to look at the paper and think, oh, Rich Hill just blew him out. Not the case, though, here in this one.
Not very much so. 1-point lead at the end of the first quarter. 1-point lead at the end of the half, as a matter of fact.
And it was, again, just 2 until we got about the 90-second mark in that third quarter.
And everything. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to say it again and again and again, and I'm going to be very honest about it, because I was talking to a couple people a little bit ago, and I said, I went to school years ago with his granddad up in North Missouri, and we played ball all over North Missouri, and Bryant Quarter's the one that lit the fuse and set this thing going in that late third quarter, and he just kept it going.
Out front now, jumper from Peyton Reynolds, who's checked into the ballgame, no good. Novoveski down with it. Cochran joining them, also in there. Number 14, that is Tanner Pitts, and number 31, Connor Pruitt. Shot no good, and the undefeated chant now begins as the Tigers will go to 25-0. Top seed in the district they host next week. Out front, Kyle George dribbling it out, joined by Houston Bridgewater. Also in for the first time tonight, Jacob Query, Alec Gray, and Zeke Doty into the game. They'll back off and let him buzz it down. 3, 2, 1. The buzzer sounds, and the Tigers win tonight by 20. 80-60 in the basketball game. The Tigers are paced by a career high 39 from Bryant Quarter, 14 from Blaine Robb, who does reach the 1,000 plateau in his career. 13 as well tonight from Jacob Mumaw, 7 from Cole Heckaden, 4 from Aiden Humble, and 3 from Kyle George. And I think it's pretty obvious. We're going to go player of the game in just a second and talk about that, but Bryant Quarter just took over. That's an impressive run they had, again, from about the 90-second mark of that third quarter, really to the conclusion of the basketball game.
I want to tell you something, and I'll just keep bringing it up. Bryant Quarter learned from his dad, who was a coach at Hume and in some other places. He's got an uncle who's a coach up at Crestridge, but even though his granddad didn't play basketball up in North Missouri, he played baseball, and we played on winning teams together, and it's been drilled in him through the years what you've got to do and how you keep cool and calm, and how you just got to and he reached back and turned it on.
It's a no-doubter, obviously. Shipley-Taxton County Player of the Game tonight's Bryant Quarter with 39 and for taking over. But does the play that embody it perfectly? When they get the miss, they've made the run to push it up to 8, and everybody, my perspective is, wow, it hasn't been at this point at all, and they're going to get a final shot. And then Quarter doesn't even recognize the clock, but he still has the wherewithal, athletic ability, and cool under fire, if you will, to launch about a 24-footer perfectly banked in. That pushed it up to 10, and it was never a ball game again from that point.
But I'm going to point out something that I think it was like putting the next explanation point on thing. And if you think back,
alley-oop to start the fourth.
It was when they out and Bryant slammed that one. It was almost like Adrian said, "Uh-oh, this is it." I don't mean that in the wrong sort of a way, but they knew the writing was on the wall, and it just from then the game changed.
Well, when you went from what you're talking about, a lead that had been trimmed right back to 7 with Adrian scoring, the 3 at the end, the 2 to start the fourth. That's a 5-0 run that nearly doubles what had been a 7-point lead. And again, they never got it closer than 15 the rest of the way after Adrian went